Hi, so this is the intro to my first official video for January. Let's focus on my face there. Come on, there we go. Yeah, so for my first official video for January, I've decided one thing I loved growing up was Disney Channel, and especially the Disney Channel original movies. And a lot of them are based on books. So I'm basically intending to read the books that inspired my three favorite Disney Channel original movies. And I have them here. So I have Bruce the Terabithia, Freaky Friday, and Lemonade Mouth. Now, two of these are nice and short. This one's a bit longer. But yeah, I grew up loving the movies of these three. I think I read the novel of Freaky Friday maybe back when I was a teenager, so it has been a while. And based on the movie, this one's going to make me sad. And this one, I'm just curious to see what the differences are. But anyway, so this was the quick intro to introduce the three books I'm reading for this video. And I will get back to you when it's officially January and I've officially started reading these books. All right, bye. Hi, so it is the 2nd of January. And I have finished my first book for this reading experiment. I don't know what to call it. I didn't have much to say about this book because it's not really very long. So I just mashed it out pretty quickly. There are quite a lot of differences between the book and the movie. And I'm not only focusing on the Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis one. It was originally a movie that starred Jodie Foster as the daughter. And yeah, so it's more of the plot of that one. But basically, this is about this girl, Annabelle Andrews, who switches places with her mother. But it's nowhere near as dramatic as they make it seem in the movies. Because they at least start as each other and then become... they at least start as themselves before they become each other. But in this book, she instantly wakes up and is instantly her mother. And then there's a lot of exposition, which I'm not sure I liked. But yeah, it all felt kind of rushed, and there wasn't really much focus on how the mother handled being Annabelle. It was mainly about how Annabelle handled being the mother. Yeah, literally the stuff about what the mother did as Annabelle was literally summed up in a paragraph. Yeah, it was literally summed up in a paragraph rather than spaced out throughout the book. And yeah, it all felt kind of rushed. I didn't really like this, but I also know that I'm not the intended audience. My core pile said it was a 3-star, so that's what I'm going with. But I know that I'm not the intended audience, and it's not very long. But yeah, 3 stars for that. And I have also started the second book, which is Lemonade Mouth. I didn't want to go for Bruce the Terabithia next, because if the movie's anything to go by, that book's going to make me cry. And I'm not ready for that yet. But anyway, Lemonade Mouth. I'm 1 chapter in, which is actually 46 pages. So yeah, you can say I'm a decent amount of the way through, because chapter 1 literally took 46 pages. But yeah, basically, the first 46 pages, they've completely changed up some of the characters and the way that they got into the situation where they were all together. You've got all the characters still have the same names, but you've got Charlie, who was the drummer. His brother, instead of being away at college, actually died when they were both it was actually his twin brother, and he died when they were both babies. And so he's haunted by the ghost of his brother. Mohini is still the same. She still gets detention because she was doing something with her boyfriend. And yeah. So yeah, the rest of them still have like the same situations. But yeah, they've all ended up in detention. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this yet because I'm not that far in. But overall, this is where I'm at so far in the reading experience. But it is only the second. So, who knows? Alright, I'll catch you guys soon. Bye. Okay, so it's now a couple of days later, and I'm now 100 pages from the end of this. I spent most of my day out today. I just went for like a walk along the waterfront, had like sat and read in a cafe in a restaurant, and then I just sat and read by the waterfront. It was quite nice. But anyway, I'm now 100 pages from the end of this, so I thought I should probably make some commentary before it's done. Yeah. So, this book is there's quite a significant amount of differences between this and the movie. Like, in this, I think I'll focus one character at a time, because otherwise it's going to confuse me. Yeah, start with Wen. In the movie, he was played by Adam Hicks, I think his name was. But yeah, in the movie, his dad still has the girlfriend Sydney, like he does in the movie. But in the book, Wen has a crush on Sydney. Instead of just being annoyed because of how young she is. Yeah, so. Oh yeah, and in this he has a little brother, not a little sister. So there's that. And then Mo. She does still have the breakup with Scott, but I'm pretty sure, but I haven't finished it yet, but I'm pretty sure she's going to end up with Charlie, who had a crush on her both in the movie and in the book. But she ended up back with Scott at the end of the movie. And I kind of liked that because he wasn't actually that big of a jerk in the movie. He is a tool. He was a tool in this. Like, he was a tool back now he approached it in this. But yeah. So Oh wait, I forgot to say, back to at least Mo still does play the bass in the book like she does in the movie. But in the movie he plays keyboards, but in the book he mostly plays like trombone, which is interesting, not gonna lie. Yeah, and then there's Stella, who's played by God, I can't remember her name. But yeah, in the movie, she also has a different last name in this than she does in the movie. In this, she's Penn, but in the because for diversity with who they hired to play her in the movie, they changed it to like a more Japanesey sounding name. So she has a different last name in the movie, and yeah, her character, she doesn't feel as special in her family as the rest of as everyone else, because she's significantly not as smart as them, or she's significantly not as smart as the rest of her family, and she's like the kid that has to sacrifice her time to look after her siblings because her mom doesn't think it's as important what she's doing. And then you've got Olivia, who in the movie is played by Bridget Mendler. And yeah, so Olivia, in the book, her mother left her and her dad's in prison, which is half what happened in the movie. In the movie, her mom died and her dad's in prison either way, but her mom died instead of leaving her. And she also doesn't talk to her dad as much, but all of Olivia's stuff in here has been letters to her dad. So she's got a better relationship with her dad in the book than what's shown in the movie. So, yeah. But overall, I am having a really good time with this book. It's a fun read, and yeah, it's actually quite a fast read as well. Yeah, I probably will smash out the last of this tonight, the last 100 pages of this tonight, and I will come back once I've finished or have something else to say. Bye. Okay, and I finished it. Yeah, so I finished book 2 for this video. Overall, I really had a fun time reading this book. It was enjoyable. The last 100 pages, the only thing that changed was that, like I said, Mo and Charlie ended up together, and Stella, one of the other characters, was diagnosed with ADD and I think dyslexia. So yeah, she has a couple of learning disabilities, and yes, overall, this was a fun time. I can't say whether it's better than the movie because of how vastly different some of the situations are, but I did have a good time reading it. According to my core pile, it's a 4-star. But overall, this was a good time. And I will say, character-wise, the character I related to most was probably Olivia, because in one scene when she was in a confrontation, she avoided it and just had a panic attack in the corner. And Stella is the personality I strive to be. In that same scene, she saw her friends getting bullied and she just spits soda in the face of the bully. Yeah, so Olivia's the personality I am, and Stella has personality that I strive for. But anyway, so I have one book left to read for this video, so we'll see what happens. So I'll be back once I have something to add about that one. Bye. Okay, so I had all good intentions to talk about this book before I finished it, and when I was about to, there was yelling from the neighbors across the street, and then by that point I couldn't put the book down, so I just smashed this book out. This book is probably the best one that I read for this vlog. It's not very long, but it's so impactful about the feeling of friendship and how certain friendships can change, how one friendship can change your entire life and perspective on stuff. But yeah, this book, it's pretty similar to the movie because, well, there's not really a lot to it, so yeah, this is probably the one that's the closest to the actual movie. But I didn't completely cry, it was sad, but I felt like 1 or 2 small tears, but it didn't make me cry as much as I thought it would. But I'm sure if I was, but I did get distracted by a phone call as I got to the sad part, so I think that might have broken the spell. But overall, I call it a successful I call this a successful vlog because I did read all 3 of the books I intended to. This book I absolutely loved. One book I didn't like, and then one book wasn't a masterpiece, but it was a fun time. But anyway, I'll see. This probably won't be a very long video, but I'll see. But it was just a nice way to start the new year with a short video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.